Hello everyone. So today we'll be solving my calendar 1 and this is day 10 of LeetCode June challenge. And so the question goes like this: implement a my calendar class to store your events. A new event can be added if adding the event will not cause a double booking. And your class will have method book, which will take a start and end as a parameter, and formally this represent a booking of open half interval, which means that the start time is included but the end time is not included. And we need to check that if the double booking is there or not. If there is a double booking, we need to return false, otherwise true. So let's understand with an example. So here the first argument goes like dot book 10 comma 20. Since there was no already a booking between 10 comma 20, we need return true. We return true. Now for the second case, this 15 is lying between 10 and 20. So we know that this is not possible because there is already an interval at 15. So we will return false in this case. Now for the third case, 20 comma 30. Now here if you like, it is given that it is not included an element. So technically 10 comma 19 was the duration. So here 20 will be the valid point, and from 20 to 30 it is possible to book a event. So we will return true from here. So what should we do? Let's understand it more betterly with some example. So let's say I previously at some stage I have some intervals. Let's name them 1 comma 2 4 comma 9, let's say, and maybe 11 comma 20. And so one thing you should notice that these all are sorted with their start times. Now let's say we have another interval. Let's say it is 5 to 15, and we want to insert this element. So what should we do in order to insert this element and check whether it is possible or not? So what should we do is that first we need to find out the lower bound for this 5. So what does we mean by lower bound? Lower bound basically represent the first value which is greater than or equal to the target value. So here the target value is 5, and we need to find in all these elements which is the first value which is greater than or equal to 5. So we know that 11 is something which we are looking for. So now we know that if this 5 comma 15 was ever be into the if it was an answer, it would be here only in between 4 comma 9 and 11 comma 12. So now if it has to be here, it should not hinder. So the start time of this should not hinder with its end time, and its end time of 5 comma 15 should not hinder with the start time of 11 comma 20. So we need to check certain conditions. So now we see that this 15 is in between 11 comma 20. So we know that this is not a valid. So we will return false. And now we will see the code for this. So what I will do is to maintain them in order of the sorted order, I will use a map in C++. It is int comma int, let's say hash map or start and ending index. And so what we will do is that we will find the first lower bound. So for finding lower bound, we will do auto it hm dot lower bound for this element for this start. Now if this end, so this end 15, if it is greater than this start time, we know this is not possible to manage in the solution. So if this end is greater than it dot first, then we will return false. Also if the start time is less than minus it, so to get the previous minus it is second, which is the end time. Okay, so yeah, it is also written false. And if it's not the case, then it is a valid argument, and we will say hm of start and is equals to end, and we will say return true. One thing you need to check that it should not equals to hm dot end here, which is it should not be the last ending position, and here it should not be equal to hm.begin to handle base cases. So this will be our code, and let's try to run it out and let's check how this is working. uh, yep, it is working fine. Let's try to submit it. um, yeah, accepted. So that was it for today. That was my calendar one. Thank you guys.